Hello, good evening, and welcome to Man Talk here on TVJ. Women have sought him. Many of us have claimed to be him, but in fact, he's as elusive as a UFO. We're talking about Mr. Right. We are going to show you how to find Mr. Right. Of course, this is really for the ladies. But then we can also show you, the men, how to be Mr. Right. Stay with us on Man Talk tonight. It's going to be exciting. It's not really for the kiddies, I've got to tell you. We're going to be discussing a book, and I might suggest that the kiddies, those of you under 16, go off and read a book or get into bed and take mom and dad with you if they are of a sensitive disposition. And as usual, that includes members of the Broadcasting Commission. That's the book we'll be looking at tonight, Finding Mr. Right. It's it's a bestseller, by the way. It's written by Beverley, who is here with us. This is her. There she is. You can also hear her on RJR 94 FM. Not sure about the time, but she'll tell us that. We have a gentleman who's claiming to be Mr. Right, other than myself. It's Donovan Marshall, who is a model with Pulse. And we have Tanasha Buchanan, who is probably still looking for Mr. Right, to be totally honest. She's a businesswoman, and we're going to have a hot discussion tonight, I can assure you. We will also be taking your calls down into the program, round about the third section of the program. Bev, let me start off with you. Is there any such thing? Is there a Mr. Right?
Well, I think it's for everybody to find their own Mr. Right. I don't think there is a standard.
There's no standard.
There's no standard. There's no standard. Mm-hmm. So everybody that's out there think they're Mr. Right. As long as you think that, yeah. It's whether your partner believes that you're Mr. Right, because there's a whole other thing. Right. And I just feel when you're going out, you shouldn't be finding him. They should be finding you.
Mr. Right should in fact come looking for you.
Yes, because the men are the hunters, so they should be doing the hunting.
Is there no? You say there's no standard, but isn't there something we should be doing as men that puts us forward in the best light possible, and therefore makes us attractive to Miss Right?
Well, I think for me, what I'm looking for may not be what Tanisha's looking for. I'm looking for the star pullers and the sky pullers. You know, if you're prepared to pull the sky out, the stars out the heaven for me, then you're the right man for me. But maybe that's not what she's looking for.
So what would be the right man for you? By pulling the stars out suggests that you want somebody who's ambitious and who will go to the ends of the earth to make you happy.
Yes, that's it.
He certainly doesn't exist. All right, no, so, and what else does he have to do? Oh, and does he do that?
He does that.
No wonder it looks so dark tonight. What else is right about him?
Oh, sense of humor, ambition, caring, can cook, respect for women. The list is long, but I just feel that, you know, what my list is may not be another woman's.
Well, let's find out, because we've got another woman here, Tanasha.
Yes.
Most people are called Tanisha, but Tanasha wants it that way, and so we'll go that route. Tanasha Buchanan.
That's right.
She seemed to cover the whole gamut in what is Mr. Right. What's he for you?
Well, my Mr. Right is somebody who is my companion. He's there for me in terms of where I am in life. He's not trying to force me to be what he wants me to be. And
are you trying to force him?
No, being himself is my Mr. Right. You know, not trying to put on and then in the long run.
But what happens if himself is Jack the Ripper?
Well, that's not my Mr. Right.
Then, but he's being himself. So there must be something else that you like, which he's going to have to be if he's going to be with you. Really.
Of course, he has to be intelligent. You know, he has to be compassionate towards my needs. Those are, you know, the normal type of guy. I have no set rules for a man because everybody is socialized different, and you just have to learn to give and take in any relationship. Right.
Well, you've obviously had a mistake. I would imagine, and I think if you suggest otherwise, you are both being disingenuous, that whoever you're with for a length of time, who comes on and sweeps you off your feet, is Mr. Right.
Exactly.
He more often than not turns out to be Mr. Wrong.
No, we probably just outgrew each other.
He was just too right for you? Or
no,
what?
we're just not seeing eye to eye,
right.
So we had to separate.
All right, so what makes you think that the next one who comes along, and you must have had